in Rwanda and with the big silverbacks and the big male Charles, and that was an experience. That was the most interesting person I met in 25 years, and he was a silverback fucking gorilla. I learned more from that big 700 or 800 pound gorilla than I have, you know, most people I meet. And he didn't say a word to me. He didn't give me any bullshit. No Salzburg spreadsheet, Institute of Finance, nothing. He just looked at me. And we're going to go back next year. Sally and I are going to go back, and we're going to go to 5 families this time. We only went to 3 last time. We're going to 5 families. And just like we went, which I posted on Facebook, we spent a few days with the tigers in Thailand. And there's a picture of this big 600-pound tiger with his head on my lap like this, and their paws are like 3 times this wide. And the big tiger didn't say anything to me either. And the tigers. And I thought they had drugged the tiger, because why would he sit there? And but then it was time for them to, maybe it's an act, I don't think it's an act. It was time for them to eat a little. I mean, he sprung up off the goddamn ground and he had a rocket up his ass. And jumped and he ran by me so hard that he almost dislocated my left leg. And then I thought it was to eat, but it wasn't. It was to play in the water. And so then they got 12 or 14 tigers all jump on each other. So I told Sally, I said, it's a good thing I didn't do anything thinking they were asleep or they were drugged. It's just they're happy, just content, you know. Just imagine, if you didn't have to talk to anybody, if you didn't have to do YouTube, and they just fed you and you got fat and had a good time and mated, you know, whenever you wanted to. Sounds like the perfect fucking life to me. And so we want to go back and see the tigers again. And as I just said in the slide, as that slide from Internet Woman at the top, it's lonely at the top. It's hard for me to believe that bitch was lonely. But she wrote an article that says she was. So, you know, I'm assuming maybe she was a Austrian candy mogul. It's... If you want to hunt with the big dogs and you want to pee in the tall grass, you got to take a quantum leap. And notwithstanding that, you know, my following on YouTube has fallen off the more I've beaten them, but as Andrea said, this isn't for everybody anyway, and I don't want a bunch of people here anyway. We can only take 10, 12, or maximum 14. But I really, you know, my goal for the next several years until I stop doing this is to get as many people across the goal line as possible. The keys that we've taught you the last several days are: 1, make new choices. And the more money you have, even though it's not the only benchmark, the more money you have, the more choices you can make. I have more choices than people in this room, and almost all the people watching on YouTube is because I made a lot of money. But you have the ability to make choices to do good things. We support orphanages. We support, you know, nuns, Mother Teresa's deal, and a bunch of other stuff. We support the prevention for cruelty to animals. So I have that ability because I have more choices, because I've been successful. We've taught you how to create and establish new priorities, new ideas, and the result, a new lifestyle. A new lifestyle. A lifestyle filled with more meaning. Fulfilling your dreams and supporting your families better than you do now. I can't change or heal what I do not change. The change is up to you, nobody else. Motivation is like fire. Unless you add fuel to it, it goes out. For those that are on the YouTube, I got a lot of free stuff on my sites, and in fact, I'm informed by my web gurus that I got more than one site now. I've got mostsuccessfulbusinesscoach.com, bigbusinesscoach.com, and some other. These are all the ideas of my marketing guys, which may or may not, they said, you know, you want to continue to spread the word for free, so put more sites up. So we're doing that, and we'll see. Hopefully it works. You know, you got one more shot. Everybody in this room has got at least one more shot. For the 2 older guys, you've got a couple more shots. For the young guys, as I told you, you can do this idea, build up, sell out, go public, franchise at least 5 or 6 times in your career. We've got people as young as 24 here and as old as 44 now?
43.
43, oh, excuse me, 43. But still a kid. I'm 25 years older than he is. I got shoes older than him, okay? But you got more choices, and I use these flags to be kind of quasi-NATO-ish. I want you to be committed, to do what it takes to have what you want. Not to have what I want, but to have what you want. I want you to release the fucking beast and not be politically correct. Political correctness is for pussies. Was Steve Jobs politically correct? No. 9. Nix. I could go through a whole list of them. And he was just voted the most admired entrepreneur for the 21st century, this century, by both teenagers and adults. And he professed himself, he prided himself on being not politically correct. So why in the fuck does everybody piss and moan and cry about being fucking politically correct? When the most admired cocksucker on the planet this century is just voted the most renowned and revered guy. I don't understand. Now, I don't ever expect to get that award. I'm not foolish enough to think that. But don't be so trying so goddamn hard. And some of you people said I was rude to you on the YouTube. Well, you have no idea how rude I can get. We're only putting the clean parts on this fucking YouTube. We'll give you the Institute of Finance from Salzburg's number, and you can call him, or tweet fuck him, or face fuck him, and you can find out just how insulting I know how to be. Or the gypsy midget fucking Roma here. They'll tell you. We'll give them both your. I'm going to post it on my website. If you want to know how rude Dan can get, call these two fuck faces. Hunger makes beasts of men and demons of beasts. I want you to be a goddamn demon. I want you to go out there and rip their fucking throat out. There's Charles, my baby, that I spent 3 days with. And there he is in the background and me. That's a real picture. That's not a Photoshop, fuck. That's real. And right after this picture was taken, he got up and he walked towards me. And Sally's behind me and he goes, and I'm imitating him like this. And he looks at me. And he actually looks smarter than the audience today. Probably had a higher IQ. He's a graduate of the Salzburg Institute of Finance. Just keep laughing, swinging around so you can see him. Okay. This is the hair professor, doctor, head of the Salzburg Institute of Finance. Okay. Like I told you, a deal should be as quick to you to know that it's good as when Bo Derek was in her prime. You shouldn't have to do a spreadsheet, hair professor, doctor. Now, I have a proclivity towards women, otherwise I could have pictures for men for some of you guys here. But, I mean, they're either hot or they're not. The deal's hot or they're not. We don't have to make every mistake ourselves. We've learned that. Although some of you in this room have made every mistake known to man. You know? Some of you, since a man crawled out of the water as an amoeba, some of you in this room have made every mistake since that fucking amoeba came on the earth. 10 million years ago, or 10 billion years ago. We've told you that everything you do is not Sophie's choice. Everything is not life and death. Yet you spend an inordinate amount of time trying to decide whether it's right for you. As you grow older, you'll find the only things that you regret are the things you didn't do. My job here for the next year for you, while we do the mentor program, is to try to reduce the regrets you're going to have in 10, 20, and 30 years from now. You've already got regrets, just like everybody on this YouTube watching has regrets. My job as your mentor coach for the next year is to keep you from adding to your regret list and reducing your regret list. That's my primary goal. In addition, make money. But my first goal is the regret list. The second goal is for you to be more successful and be a high-performance person. We already have two people that are products of the program from 1999 and 2010 to 2013. Bavarian Robert is here for the third time in less than a year. Now, even the morons in this room and the morons on YouTube have got to ask, he was successful before he fucking got here in 2010. So there's a reason why he fucking comes back 3 times in a fucking year. Now, maybe you're too fucking stupid on YouTube to figure this one out. Because I certainly know a couple in this room probably are too stupid to figure it out too. But there's a reason. The only things in life that you really regret are the risks you didn't take. To live your life, I want you to live your life your own way to reach the goals you have set for yourself. That's success. The secret to good life, as Ingrid Bergman used to say, is good health and a bad memory. We want you to forget Where's Ingrid Bergman? Germany? Austria?
Sounds German.
Sounds German, yes.
Yeah, right.
She is a graduate of the Institut de la. Okay. We want you to forget everything you learned prior to today, or not today, this week. Okay? Especially the chocolate baron that's over here. Okay? She's laughing, all these poor fuckers, he's beating them all up. I didn't beat her up because I'm a kinder, gentler man, and I don't want to beat up a woman on camera. We are imprisoned by our weaknesses and liberated by our strengths. Just think of your hell, YouTube, as watching an endless video of how your life might have been if you had taken the actions to make it happen. If you woulda, coulda, shoulda. We have 2 lives. The life we learn with and the life we live with after. You can never say, the people that attended this week, I don't know how to do it. Nobody ever taught me how to do it. You can't use that bullshit cop-out anymore. You may not decide to do it, or you may decide to only do part of it, but you can never say you don't know how to do it. I've been doing this 20 years as a coach and 5 decades as a person, a high-performance person. And the shit works. Last seminar, we had Dr. Klaus Kleinfeld, a mentee, stand right where I'm standing now and tell you the shit works. Whether you're in corporate world, former CEO of Siemens, the 25th largest company in the world, or you're pushing a cart down 5th Avenue in New York City. It works. Failure is not on the menu. If it was not doable, you couldn't dream it. Failure is not an option. It's just a nagging possibility that helps you stay focused. Push through the fear of rejection. Success is always on the razor's edge of failure. Ross Perot, who I've had the privilege of knowing, he used to tell me that, Danny, success is always on the razor edge of failure. If that's true, Herr Professor Doctor, you're real close to success.
Right.
I mean, you're very close. It's a thin line. This isn't a case of taking a big chance. It's a matter of giving yourself a big chance. Okay, Invictus is too long. This is the movie that Morgan Freeman starred in about Mandela and the 19-something or other, 70 or 80 rugby team that won the World Cup for South Africa. It had no chance of winning. But I'm going to end my YouTube talk. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We're going to have film of the party tonight, right?
Yeah,
and we still have to go through the thing that we have to edit to see what we're going to produce for lunch, right?
Yes.
That you took.
Yes.
Thank you very much.